Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these rustic fabric flowers using canning jar lids. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make them. All right, y'all, let us get started. So what you're going to need for each flower, you're going to need a canning jar ring. Yeah, these are for my jelly jars. It's what I have on hand, but you can use these. You can use a standard size. You can use the wide mouth, whatever size you want to use. It doesn't matter. For each flower, you're going to need the ring and the little sealing lid here. You're also going to need some fabric. And I thought it'd be fun to use this candy corn fabric, seeing as how we're getting near Halloween. But anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to cut your fabric into strips. Now you can cut them and make it all nice and neat, or if you want it to have more of like that raggedy look, would you stop? You can just kind of cut it and then tear it. Let's see, about how wide, about how long, about how wide do I want this? You know, then you could just tear it like so, and then you get these strips. Now, of course, that has the pinking shear edge on it, so I'm going to set that off to the side because I had used this fabric in a previous video where I had used pinking shears. But anyway, you're going to cut your fabric into strips. Okay, so now we're going to take our ring, and I'm going to go ahead and just lay it down like so. Let's zoom in. So this is the back side, and this is your front side. So I'm going to take my strip of fabric and fold it in half, and I'm going to run it under like so, and then pull this up, open this up to make a loop, and then take the end of your fabric here and feed it through, and then pull it tight. Okay, let's just bring this around. There you go. Just kind of twist it so that the pretty side of the fabric is facing you, because this is going to be our petals, okay? And then we will trim off the excess fabric. You could have cut this strip in half. I know I could have, but I needed a lot just to make it easier to show you on the video, okay? So basically all that you're going to do now is you're going to cut more strips, and you're going to keep putting them around your ring just like I showed you there. And once you have done that, then we'll come back and we're going to work on the center. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now, here in a little bit when I'm done, I'll go back and I'll trim off some of these strings, but I'm happy with it so far. Now, if you do not like the rustic primitive look on these, instead of tearing your fabric, you can just cut it. That's fine. Or if you have pinking shears, cut it with pinking shears, and it gives you a really interesting edge on your petals here. So now let us start work on the inside. For that, we are going to use one of these. What's on there? Paint or something? I don't know. And I'm also going to use some burlap. Now this burlap I had gotten at Walmart, and I'm telling you, look over in their fabric section, because when they have clearance and, you know, marked down stuff, you can get some good stuff. You never know when you might need it. But I bought like 5 or 6 of these big rolls here, and they were like $1 each, I think. But anyway, you get a good amount of burlap. And I'm like, I'll never use that bright green color, but I'm going to use it today. So let me get the rubber band off here, and the sticker is on me. It's on me. So let's take this. Where did my lid go? Oh, heavens to Betsy. All right. So we have this, and you want to cut out a circle on whatever fabric it is that you're going to use. And you want to cut it out not right around the edge, but you want to cut it out. Leave yourself a nice lip all the way around. If you can go about, you know, a ½ inch or so all the way around, that will be fine. But just cut out a circle. Okay, so I've got my burlap cut, and you can see about how far away from the edge I have it there. So now I have a little bit of, knocking my glue gun over, a little bit of fluff. The fluff is a polyester fiber fill. You know, whatever you use to stuff animals. To stuff animals. Oh my gosh, to stuff. To stuff stuffed animals. My cat's looking at me like, you do what with it? Oh my gosh. I've only had like 3 or 4 cups of coffee today. I'm like in a caffeine deficiency here. You use it to stuff animals. Oh my gosh. So now we're just going to press that fluff down and let that glue set up just for a second. But I can flip it over now. Okay. So now we're going to flip it over. And on here, we're just going to put a blob of glue here. Now fold over your burlap, your fabric, whatever you're using for your center, and we're going to hold that down until that glue sets up. Okay, so now we're going to flip her around, and I'm just going to come straight down. Oh, it looks like a face wearing a little hat. Stay on track. Just come straight down here and put more glue, and then we're just going to fold this over. I'm just using a glue stick. Fold that over and let that glue set up, and then you're going to glue it here, and then work your way all the way around to make sure your burlap is glued down. Okay, so we have our center here. Now listen, this is a very tight fit, and I'm going to tell you 2 different ways that you can do this. Like this, you could just glue it down on the back, and it's going to look like this. Or, if you want to, and I've done this when I make pin cushions and stuff. We'll get into that in another video. But you can put just a big blob of polyfiber fill here, and then put a bunch of your burlap and make it mound up, and then glue it on the back so it's really puffy, and then pull that puff out through the front here. If I'm explaining that right, I'm probably not. But anyway, this is what mine looks like. So let's see, let's put the glue here, I think would be best, instead of trying to hold it in my hand. I've never had a serious glue gun burn, but I ain't looking forward to getting one, so I'm trying to be careful. All right, let's put that there. And now we're just going to let that sit there until that glue sets up. I have a dowel rod. This came from Dollar Tree, but you know, you can get them anywhere. And now what we're going to do is glue the dowel rod down to the back. I'm going to put a line of glue right here. I'll put that there and just glue that down. I know somebody's thinking, well, that's an awfully messy looking back, but it's okay. Like I said, we're going to cover it here in a minute with another little circle of fabric. So while I'm sitting there holding this, I'm just going to take this fabric here, and I'm going to cut it down to a size that will fit on the back of this. You could trace it out again with another canning lid. I'm just going to trace that out so that it will fit snugly, and then we're going to glue that down to the back. Okay, so now we have our circle here. I'm just going to put another little round of hot glue, and be so careful when you're using burlap like this, because the hot glue will seep through. It will with fabric too, but because you know this is a lot more porous, it will come through on you. And just place that down and let that glue set up. Okay, so I think that glue is pretty much set up. Now, you know me, when I make things for my own house, a lot of times I don't even bother with finishing the back, because nobody's going to see it. I'm not going to waste my materials, you know, cleaning up the back of something if it's not going to be seen. That's kind of silly. But a lot of people sell these flowers at craft fairs, and so you want it to be nice and finished, you know, when people pick it up and look at it. But anyway, here is our flower. Now I need to get a jar to put these in, and I'm probably going to have to trim this down. I don't know. I need to get my jar and see how tall it's going to be. But yeah, this is what we have so far. And now we're going to put together a vase. So this vase came from the Dollar Tree, and then I have this white chalk paint and spray paint form. So I'm going to take this vase and I'm going to paint it with this paint, and we'll come back. Okay, so the paint on this vase has pretty much dried, and I'm just going to take another strip of fabric here, and I'm going to glue it. Let's see, which side do we want to be on the front? Right here. So then that would make that the back. Okay, I'm just going to put a blob of hot glue right here, and then we're going to wrap this strip of fabric around, just like so. And then I'm going to put another blob of glue right there just to hold that down, and hold that till the glue sets up. Okay, so I have just taken a scrap of fabric here, and I just tied a bow, and then I'm making a gooey mess. I just glued the bow to the front here, and I'm going to call that done. Now I do need to make a handful more of these flowers, and then I will put them down in the vase and take a good picture. You've already seen it at the beginning. But anyway, stay tuned and I will show you the picture again. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you make lots of flowers. If you would, give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. Links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.